one common issue that people have is that they have an issue firing up their glutes. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that they're not really connected with their glutes. They're not like, that mind-muscle connection isn't there. And this is where priming can be so helpful in doing the right priming exercises to connect your mind to your muscles so that when you're doing your compound lift, you can really lock in and you can you can fire it up and you can be like Avengers assemble, and like really fire up your glutes. So here's a few of my favorite exercises for firing up the glutes. Let's start with the monster walk. For the monster walks, you're going to need some kind of a loop band, some kind of a circular band. You can use a fabric band or you can use one of these like Fit Simplify elastic bands. I'm going to use this guy for today. The goal of our monster walk is to fire up your gluteus medius muscles. Those are your side glutes, the ones that are here. And they're responsible for hip abduction. They take your legs away, which is a really important, isometric contraction that we need when we're squatting to keep our knees from caving in. They help pull our legs apart. So when you're squatting, a good cue to keep in mind is that you want to be spreading the floor. When you're squatting, you want to kind of like pretend like you're pushing your legs away, right? And that's hard to do unless you're connected with your glutes. So before you start your heavy squats, before you even start warming up for your heavy squats on the bar, do a couple rounds of monster walks. So with the monster walks, you can put the band, you can put it around your knees, you can put it you can put it above your knees, you can put it below your knees, you can put it around your ankles. I don't care which one you do. For this one, I like to put it around my knees because it's just most comfortable that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at one side of the room. I'm going to start like with a little bitty of a squat, just a tiny little squat position. And I'm going to practice stepping side to side. I'm going to go across the room. And while I'm doing this, I'm really paying attention to my glutes. And I'm just trying to feel them activating. And if I'm not feeling them enough with this band, I will increase the resistance and get a heavier band because the whole point here is I really want to feel my glutes engaging. So I generally like to do this, 8 to 12 reps. And one time, like one step out to one side is half a rep. We got to go left and right. So if you step 5 times to the left, you got to step 5 times to the right. And that would be 5 reps, okay? So generally you want to go for like 8 to 12 reps going both ways. So that's a great exercise for feeling your glutes engaging. Another exercise that you can use to fire up your gluteus medius is to practice the squat with the band around your knees. So you're feeling that resistance and you're having to fight the resistance as you squat. And so I almost always will do this as well. For this one, you definitely want the band to be right above your knees or below your knees. And this just kind of reminds you to engage that. And you're rehearsing the engagement that you'll need when you are under the bar. So that would be our loop band squat. Those 2 exercises are really great for firing up your glutes. But there's some other variations that you can use if you get bored of monster walks, right? You can do various other exercises where you're just practice hip abduction. One is like a zigzag step. So let me show you that. For the zigzag steps, you've got your band either above your knees or below your knees, and you're practicing just like stepping forward. And as you step forward, you're trying to, and then step back. You're trying to kind of like take your legs wide. So you're resisting the band. So every step forward, and I'll show it from this way too. So I'm like starting here in the same position I would from a monster walk, a little bit of a squat. As I'm stepping forward, I'm really trying to pull the band apart. And then like stepping back. You see how I'm kind of like driving my leg out? This is another great exercise for connecting with your glutes, connecting specifically with your gluteus medius. Those are like my favorite exercise I'll almost always use for my clients to engage and connect with the gluteus medius. I don't want to make it too complex because especially since it's priming and we're just in our warm up, especially for like beginner exercisers, those exercises are enough, right, in order to stimulate the glutes, right? And then I might have them do different exercises to warm up to their squats. But in terms of like activating the glutes, monster walk is a great one, and then the loop band squats, the zigzag walks. There's other variations too, like a step out. If you want to just, if you don't want to actually like be moving across the room, you can just step side to side. So like side to side steps. Again, you start with a little bit of a squat and you're just stepping side to side. And you want to always maintain a little bit of tension in the band so that it doesn't fall. So this is another way that you can kind of connect with your gluteus medius. If you don't have the space to walk all the way across the floor, 5 steps to the right and 5 steps to the left, if you are, limited in how much space you have, this is a good one to do. Oh, another one would be just like side taps. So you're standing and you're just gonna tap your legs side to side, just tapping your toes on the ground. This is literal hip abduction, like you're taking your leg away, and this is a great one for firing up those gluteus medius muscles. So you can do this as part of your priming for squats or deadlifts as well. And this one really, really gets the booty feeling it. So that's another exercise that you can use for your priming.